Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another tier list. This time, since it's still Christmas, I'm planning on doing some, Christmas treats. Because, why not? Also with me is one of my favorite Christmas treats, but, I'll tell you what it is when I get to it on the list. Alright, so I'm going to start by going over what I kind of qualified as. The qualifications on this mainly was what I could find on like the more popular food websites on what classifies as a Christmas dish or Christmas treat. And also it has to be non-alcoholic because it's like, holy crap, there are so many different alcoholic beverages just made for Christmas. I think I found like 100? Maybe 100 of them. The other kind of list I went off of too is, you know, the kind of traditional stuff that you see in like the books and stories like that. So yeah. So how I'm going to be ranking these is basically one from my own taste. So if it's not to your taste, sorry. Everyone has their own tastes. No one's wrong for what they, you know, like for taste or anything else like that. So kind of going by my taste. Hey, Castle of Dragons, welcome back. For listing, I have top tier Christmas treats as, you know, the best of best. This is what, you know, we all go for. Great for the cold winter day. Christmas yum. I'd like to try one day. Some of the things on here I've never tried. So I made an entire category for that, so I don't just be like, not my thing. Because sometimes I'm not going to like something, but maybe other people do, and they're kind of popular enough, but it's just not my thing. ... Why for the things that are like, why is this considered Christmas? Like a Christmas food, why? Why would you... And, ew. I don't think I need to explain ew. Ew is just ew. Alright, so let's start things off with, kind of a simple one. Just regular, sugar cookies. I put that under a Christmas yum. Sugar cookies are nice. They're great for Christmas, you know, baking easy, decorating easy. They're not my favorite cookie, especially when it comes down to, you know, Christmas. It's definitely like something you know, everyone does for Christmas. That's the main candy. It's the main cookie Santa eats. But, Next is gingerbread cookie, and just, you know, anything that's kind of gingerbready. This is just kind of for all gingerbread. I like gingerbread. It's not my favorite, but I do enjoy it. I am a little picky on my gingerbread because sometimes I've had gingerbread and I'm like, oh, too much ginger. No. Too much, too powerful. And then other times I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. Nice levels there. And those are the cookies that, you know, really kind of bump it up there. Otherwise, it goes into the EU category. But altogether, I love gingerbread cookie. Alright, next is, sugar plum cookies. I don't think I've ever tried a sugar plum cookie. Don't sue me, but I don't think I've ever tried one. At least not to my memory. I hear they're good. I've just never tried it. Next up I have on my list is a give me a second. I have a list set up. This time I'm prepared. Thin sugar cookies. I didn't really think that this was a thing. And I looked up, a lot of the recipes, and it's supposed to be apparently Grandma's old-fashioned sugar cookie. And they kind of sound not all that great. So maybe I'd like to try it one day, but it's like they'll kind of pull from one of the examples that I saw. It's a very thin cookie with some powdered sugar. And I found like a bunch of these on these different websites. And so I figured I need to put it on the list. But, I mean, to me, they don't sound all that appetizing. A thin cookie, to me, I'm not a fan of. Like, a sugar cookie, you get to, like, dress that up with a lot more. This one, you can't really do that much. So, yeah. Next is Beef Wellington. I saw Beef Wellington all over the place, but I don't know anyone that has Beef Wellington for, like, Christmas meal. I have a feeling that it's definitely more of, like, a British tradition. Like, apparently Beef Wellington is, like, Gordon Ramsay's, like, favorite, like, dish. You can thank TikTok for, teaching me that one. But, I've also never tried it. I would like to try it one day. I'm a little apprehensive because it's got mushroom in it, and, I've never been a fan of mushrooms. But, maybe one day I'd try it. Next up we have, Biscuit Jam Cookie. Or maybe Jamie Dodgers. I have no idea. This is how they had it written down. Biscuit Jam Cookie. And if it is what I think it is, like a Jamie Dodger or something, I do like them. But it definitely depends on how you make it. I've had some of these cookies where it's like, oh wow, that's really good. And then other ones where I'm like, wow, the jam really kinda sucks. Or, wow, the jam is just so, like, baked into the cookie that it's just mush. So, it's not, like, up there for me, but yeah, it's a good cookie. I had the same thing with the, with these here. And these are basically like a jam cookie cake in a way. Like almost a jam sandwich. But instead of using bread, you're using cookie. And whenever I've had one of these, it's the same problem as this one. It's either really good or not really good. Next up, Pecan Pie. I've had, I think, Pecan Pie once, and it was good, but Pecan Pie to me just doesn't scream out Christmas. To maybe some other people, it would scream out, a lot more, but, it's not really my thing. Next stop is fruitcake. I think we can all just ask why. Why? I mean, I actually do know why. Back when, like, fruitcake was kind of put out there and popularized, you couldn't really get, like, fresh vegetables. So they either had canned or candied vegetables. So things like dates and raisins, oranges, plum, stuff like that. A lot of them got candied, and that was kind of like a sugar preservative. Like dried out and sugared. And then people baked it into a cake, so that it tasted better. But it's very much outdated, and I've had fruitcake maybe once or twice, and I don't know why we still make it. Except for maybe just a joke. Haha, oh hey, look. It's a candy thing here. Ha 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 ha. Next up is sweet potato. Which I like, but it's one of these things that, like, once again, I found this all over these websites. Oh, sweet potato, sweet potato. Sweet potato to me is more of a Thanksgiving thing. And that's going to be kind of like a thing with some of the stuff that on here. Some of these things just, to me, don't fit Christmas. So, it's good. But just, to me, just doesn't scream out Christmas. Next up are Thumbprint Cookies. I don't know. I'd like to try them one day, but I just don't know what they are. So this one, I have a feeling this one is also definitely like an England thing, because I've never heard anyone talk about these, but they were on a bunch of the websites. Bacon wrapped dates. I would kind of want to, if you've never had a date is very, sweet. Bacon is kind of salty. And sweet and salty normally goes together really well. So I kind of wouldn't mind trying something like this. At least, once. Next is candied pecans. And these ones are definitely way more of a Christmas treat for me. Mostly because, like, my grandmother will, like, make these, like, it's grandma made. You can't say no to something that's grandma made. And the brown sugar is just, oof. Especially when they're warm. Oh, that will warm you up on a Christmas day. Next up, I kind of found these all over the place, and I'd like to try them one day. It's apparently a hot chocolate cookie, where you make up a thing of hot chocolate and you use it to make cookie. Like, instead of, like, putting, like, milk and stuff like that into your cookie dough, use hot chocolate. And that sounds absolutely delicious, but I've never had them. Next up is the Christmas Chex Mix Bowl. If you're the person that brings this to a Christmas party, you're the one that no one really wanted to invite. You are that person. There's no doubt about it. If you're one of those people that does like I'm gonna take a bunch of pretzels, cover it in chocolate and decorate that's a chocolate covered pretzel. Those are delicious. This is literally, okay, I'm gonna get Chex Mix, I'm gonna put some M&Ms in them, and then like put some white chocolate on top, and that's gonna be like delicious. And everyone will like love me. Yeah, no, you can go rot in hell. Next up is kind of the representation of all the cheese balls. I swear to God, I found these like all over the place. All the just cheese balls. Like pecan cheese ball or nutmeg cheese ball or just these weird cheese ball things. They were all over the place on the internet. And I don't know. This is definitely something that I would put in like maybe a charcuterie board in the spring. But this is not what I'm bringing over to like my family's place when I'm doing Christmas. Like, come on! The next one is, So the people who do both of these are also the people, they're the same people. Instead of, like, pretzels and M&Ms and stuff, you're deciding, I'm going to do popcorn and pretzels, and I'm going to put, like, nothing on it. And apparently there's a million recipes of these, too. And it just bothers me. Like, why? It's the laziest thing you can do. I mean, there's honestly cookies that are, like, I mean, these cookies here literally seem like they take nothing. You just, like, bake them with maybe some sprinkles in them. And that honestly looks more delicious than anything here. But with this, you have to bake. With this, you just throw a bag of popcorn in the microwave and then you add pretzel sticks. Yeah, the two people that do these things, screw you. Next up is here's the cheese ball. Oh, these are oopsies. I put 2 hot chocolate cookies on the list. But these ones have frosting on it. So, yeah, I'd like to try that too one day. Anyways, truffles. I love truffles. Anything wrapped up in chocolate, absolutely delicious. The ones that I found more popularly were like the Oreo ball truffles, but you can have like a cake truffle, just like anything that you could like wrap up in a ball. Peanut butter truffles. These are absolutely a delight. I love these things. Not 100% for my top tier Christmas, but definitely close. Next up is salted. Lost my position. No! No! Even when I do a list to describe everything, it just doesn't do it. Damn it! I'm just gonna move that down there. And come back to these. Peppermint Fudge. Oh, they're nice. I love fudge. I love peppermint. But a lot of times with these ones, you get like too much peppermint that you don't get to taste the fudge. Or you get too much fudge and you never get the pepper. I've never had one of these evenly balanced out. It's either like the people that are stingy with their peppermint, or the people that are like, we need more peppermint. Die, fudge, and eat peppermint. Yeah. So, they're normally very tasty, but like I've never had any that just was like the perfect mixture. Next up are these little peppermint wheels. I've never had them, and I would love to try them. As well as these, and I don't know where this is coming from, but I absolutely love it. These little pepperoni pizza wheels. I've never had one. Apparently it's Christmas, but I've never had them, and I would love to try them. Next up is salted it's caramel corn. It's just basically caramel corn. I love caramel corn. I think it was a salted something caramel corn, but everything is disorganized on my list. I did it by picture order that I had on my file, and then it all downloaded wrong. Ah! Anyways. I love caramel corn. It's more of a fair food, but I can definitely see why people would put this on like a Christmas, eat this for like Christmas, some people do like popcorn treats. Except for these people. These people can go like rot. But caramel corn, that's yum. There's effort there. Next up are like little sausage rolls. There's actually two different ones. These are kind of like pinwheel rolls, but it's made with sausage in it, and these are sausage puffs. I have a feeling this is like more like very traditional British food, which, I mean, I live in America, so don't always get to experience a lot of the British traditions, but I would absolutely love to try these. I love me my sausage, and these, oh my god, they look so tasty. This is kind of like a piece of sausage that, doesn't have the skin on it. You wrap it up in dough. It's kind of like a pig in a blanket. And these are kind of the same thing, but they are two different treats. This one you bake it in like a loaf, and these ones you kind of bake on your own. Next up is salted popcorn. Why is... I mean... Is it good? Yeah. Why are we considering normal salted popcorn Christmas food? Like, I get, oh, we used it as like a decoration. You put it on the string and you put it on the tree. And oh, you could, nibble off that. But that's like popcorn on a string. That's interesting. This is just normal salted popcorn. Why? I just don't get it at all. Next up is oh, did I even forget? Oh, I think I forgot to put down the official name for these. These are like the cookies that you always see in the store that are always like Christmas tree and wreath shape and have like some frosting on it. And I think they're good. Not anything special. Like, they're definitely festive and nice, but the flavor's kind of bland. It's very much a tea cookie. And how I kind of describe a tea cookie is like, this is something that you're eating alongside of something way more tastier. Like, hot chocolate. So, yeah, it's serviceable. But, yeah, it's not. Next up is white hot chocolate. I'm a hot chocolate fan. I'd like to try it one day. I'm actually shocked at how many things I've yet to actually try. And a lot of them are kind of things that I think are more foreign. But, like, white hot chocolate was something I found a couple of times. And I'm like, that could be good. But, I don't know. I don't think I'll, find, like, an instant white hot chocolate recipe. I think I'm gonna have to like search one of those, like search it up and have to do like the long process for hot chocolate for it. Don't know if it's gonna be worth the effort, but I might do it one day. So, brie. I don't know what it is about brie, but just like the stupid like just like the stupid like cheese ball thing, brie recipes were all over the place, and it's the same thing. Like, oh, it's brie with nuts, and it's brie with this, and it's brie with that. Once again, why? I've never considered brie or even cheese balls to be 100% Christmassy. This might just be like charcuterie board. Like, charcuterie boards are becoming a big popular thing. So I feel like these websites decided, let's put some charcuterie board stuff on here. Because that's something else I found on here. A lot of these websites did a lot of like charcuterie board. Like, oh, you can do a charcuterie board. I'm like, which one? There's like a million of them. But yeah, this is to kind of represent all the weird kind of like, per se, charcuterie board stuff that I found on there. Next up is oh, I know this one. I know this one. I don't think it's the Figgy Pudding. This might be the Figgy Pudding. Do I have the other? No, because I think that's the Figgy Pudding. I might as well do Figgy Pudding. I've actually tried... Oh, I've lost the Figgy Pudding! Okay, there we go. I've tried Figgy Pudding once or twice. And, actually, no, I'm not gonna... It's good. I don't think it's that good, though. But yeah, Figgy Pudding. If you've never had it, I definitely suggest doing it. It's definitely, like, that Christmas classic. But, yeah, it's good. Caramel sauce will either hit you or miss you. But, yeah, I liked it. Oh, it's the Rum Raisin Cake. That's what this is. This is the Rum Raisin Cake. I liked Rum Raisin Cake. It's definitely... It doesn't technically count as an alcoholic thing. I just... How do you explain rum raisin? If you've never had rum, you won't understand it. But, like, the rum kind of helps, like, bring the raisin back to life. So it's kind of like mixing wine and rum together, putting it in a cake. You're definitely feeling like you should be getting drunk off of this cake, but you're technically not. So... And it's delicious. Moving on. It is not Christmas without hot chocolate. And speaking of hot chocolate. That's what I'm drinking right now. Oh, it's not Christmas without hot chocolate. And there's a million different hot chocolates out there. Everyone does their own recipe, and about 50% of the time, people have a solid recipe for hot chocolate. I kind of have a cheating... Like, a lot of the really good hot chocolates are the ones that you have to take time to make. I kind of have a good cheating one, where you're using the normal hot chocolate powder. And... For me, in, like... a normal kind of mug, I do 2 tablespoons of normal hot chocolate mix, a tablespoon of powdered cream, and mix that all together. And then I add 3 either bars of chocolate or 3 kind of like Hershey Kisses. And then I add the hot water. And then I add just a little bit of milk. And it comes out a very creamy, very chocolatey hot chocolate that kind of makes it so you don't have to wait when you're doing like a good hot chocolate. Like, you know, heating up the milk and then adding the chocolate and, having to constantly stir that. Sometimes I'll throw in some nutmeg and some cinnamon and one other thing, but I did say we're not doing alcoholic drinks. So, yeah, it's not Christmas without some good old hot chocolate. Next up are, I actually have a little thing on, I know exactly where this one is, because I have a little, side note that I kind of found interesting. Mince pie. And I've had mince pie before. And apparently there is no meat in mince pie, but spiced fruit. Now I don't know if that's 100% true. But that's what the website said. And I'm like, really? I could have sworn there's like meat in mince pie. Like, I don't know. Like, chat, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but mince pie, I always thought had meat in it. Like, when I ate it for the first time, I could have sworn there's like meat in it. But no, it's all spiced or like candied fruits again. Which once again, it doesn't surprise me because this is one of those really old time Christmas treats. You would definitely see if you go like the further back in time you go, a lot of these kind of treats had more preserved fruits in them. That's why like nowadays when, Betsy is rolling up with a potato salad with raisins in it, that's a very old recipe. Like a lot of people nowadays, they just don't really care about these kind of dried or candied fruits. But like back then, that's all you had. You couldn't just, go to your local supermarket and get an orange. Nuh-uh. You have to like get like candied fruits, canned fruits, spiced fruits, something with like preservative in it. If you want anything that, gives you those like nice vitamins. But yeah, a little history lesson for you guys. Anyways, moving on. Ribbon candy. Ribbon candy is definitely one of those kind of, at least like in my household, is one of those like Christmas treats that like I think a lot of people will just love. If you've never had ribbon candy, it's very simple. It's candy cane. It's a normal like sugar crystal candy, but with flavors to it. So you could have like a raspberry or blueberry or Smurf berry flavored ribbon candy. They're really good. I definitely suggest if you've never tried. Cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce, one I don't like. I really don't like it. But I'd be willing to try it. Actually, no, I wouldn't be willing to try it. I don't know why I said I'd be willing to try it. I think because I've been saying I'd be willing to try it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 12 times. Wait, am I right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there we go. I can math. Suck it. Cranberry sauce, it's just not my thing. And I don't know many people that do cranberry sauce per se for Christmas. It's more of, it might be more of like an English thing, but I don't know. This is one I found and I'm like, oh my god, I need to try it. I'd like to try this one day. It's a Pinwheel Apple Pie. And if you've never had pinwheels, pinwheels are really delicious. It's basically pie crust, but with like some cinnamon, some sugar, some brown sugar, just kind of simple stuff like that. and you roll it up like you would a cinnamon roll, but you're doing it with like a pie dough, so it's just kind of nice and flaky. But doing that in an apple pie, I'd love to try it one day. Alright, next up is bark. If you've never had bark, it comes in like a bunch of different varieties. This is like a peppermint bark, but it's normally like graham cracker, caramel, chocolate, and you could do peanuts or just kind of anything like that. It's very ooey, it's very gooey, but it's good. It's not my favorite Christmas treat. This is probably like the Christmas treat that everyone, oh, they love it. But yeah, it's just not me. Alright, next up is roast beef. Sorry, I mean roast beef. I like roast beef. I don't know a single person though that does roast beef for Christmas. Yeah, lots of sweets. I mean, it's Christmas. That's what you do. Lots of sweets. I don't know anyone that does roast beef for Christmas. The only Christmas thing that I know that does roast beef is the Grinch Stole Christmas and it's roast beast. So yeah, I'm kind of putting it down here because I just don't know anyone. And roast beef is just, it's okay, but it's not really like my favorite thing of all time. But yeah, moving on. So this is definitely, when I hear, oh, honey glazed spiral ham, I'm like, oh, it's Christmas time then. Oh, spiraled hams are like, at least where I live, is like big time. You can't do Christmas without your honey ham. And like, it's definitely one of those things, like, I smell that and I'm like, ooh, Christmas. Top tier Christmas treat? Not really. But definitely one of my favorite, like, things to eat in Christmas. With pineapple. Yeah, pineapple, I'm not a huge fan of pineapple. I actually very much dislike pineapple. But with ham, it's weird. I won't eat the pineapple afterwards, but the taste of pineapple mixed in with the honey and the ham somehow makes me like the pineapple. It's this weird phenomenon. It's magic. It's Christmas magic. Maybe I will put it in Christmas. Next up is I couldn't find a picture of duck. But, so one year, my extended family couldn't really all get together for Christmas. So we had what we like to call a Christmas story Christmas dinner. Which basically means we went out to Chinese food. And, well, they didn't have geese. Because I think that's what they had in the Christmas. It might have just been swan, or it was one of those type of, like, long neck birds. So I wanted to try another type of poultry. So I tried duck. Duck is definitely not something for everyone, I'll totally admit. But I love it. It's definitely kind of like a fatty bird, but it's also a very tender one. I just loved it. But yeah, I couldn't find a good picture of Duck. So I used... used Donald. Oh my god. Anyways, next up we have Ginger Snaps. And Ginger Snaps are kind of like gingerbread cookies, but I actually would put Ginger Snaps above gingerbread cookies. More people are able to seem to do Ginger Snaps just better than like a normal gingerbread cookie. And Ginger Snaps, I've always had them, and unlike gingerbread, it's a lot more kind of a solid bread, like... yes, Castle Dragons. We are eating Donald Duck. We are eating Christmas Donald Duck. As I said, I just couldn't find a good picture of, like, duck that was Christmassy. And it gets very much mixed up with, like, chicken. So, I just thought it was funny. Don't judge me. Anyways, yeah, Ginger Snaps are very much more cookie-like. But, yeah. Eggnog. I'm not an eggnog fan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just not a huge fan of eggnog. It grosses me out. I know there's some recipes that don't have the raw egg to it, but just the raw egg recipes just it just makes me not want it at all. Anyways, next up, they can't have Christmas without candy canes. It's basically like ribbon candy, but ribbon candy is not a candy cane, and candy canes are the superior Christmas candy. It is not Christmas without some candy canes on your tree, and having to, whack away your dad from eating them before Christmas Day. Next up are little Italian Christmas cookies. If you've never had them, it's not the best cookie ever, but it's a really good cookie. By the way, if oh yeah, definitely gotta put that in hot chocolate. Anyways, they're kind of very light and really tasty. Yeah, it's kind of hard to fully describe. It's also been a little bit since I've had them. But, yeah, I like them. They're really good. Next up is Yule Log Cake. And I found these in, a bunch of different websites. This is also, I'm guessing, another thing they probably do overseas or whatever. But it looks absolutely delicious. I think I've seen these cakes other places, but I think the cream is I think it's supposed to be a ginger cream or an eggnog cream, and maybe not the eggnog cream, but a ginger cream. I don't know. But yeah, I've seen these cakes before and I've had them, but I've never had a per se Yule Log Cake. So I'd like to try them one day. Next up is just your normal chocolate chip cookie. Which, it's a normal, chocolate cookie. Not chocolate chip, but it's just your normal chocolate cookie. I think I just kind of had to put that one on there because I know a lot of people that would probably be like, where's the chocolate cookies? Well, there you go. Kind of being the representation of all chocolate cookies. It's a chocolate cookie. there's not much more. It's kind of like the sugar cookie, but it's chocolate. And because of that, it gets up a little higher. Next up is... Okay, we got a couple of the big food items. I know I've been doing a lot of treats. Christmas Day having Christmas chicken? I mean, I guess. Christmas chicken. Why not? I don't know. I think Christmas turkey is a lot more of a staple. But I actually kind of... Like, turkey is definitely a little bit different than chicken, but, like, I wouldn't say no to doing, like, a roast chicken for Christmas. But, like, turkey is definitely a little more of that iconic kind of Christmas thing. AKA leftovers from, Thanksgiving. But, yeah, I think that's kind of how I would rank that. Chicken is, you know, it's good. Turkey's just better. Next up is canned or candied yams. Which I like. I enjoy them. They're good. And this is another thing that I found all over the place. Roasted carrots. And I like roasted carrots. But it's another one of those things that I think, Christmas? Oh yeah, it's Christmas. I can't wait for my roasted carrots. Sometimes I think, like, Thanksgiving definitely intrudes on Christmas, and Christmas kind of intrudes in Thanksgiving. Unless this is something, once again, it's more of an overseas thing, where, you know, Christmas carrots is a thing because they don't have Thanksgiving. And that's definitely something I if you've been listening for a while, I'm putting in my judgment is if this is something overseas. Is this something that, you know, not my Christmas tradition, but someone else's Christmas tradition? It's, yeah. I saw roasted Brussels sprouts all over the place as well. I never just thought of that as Christmas. And I also hate them. So, petty me just decided, no, I'm not just gonna put Brussels sprouts on here. Brussels sprouts would just be in ew. Which, actually, eggnog should just be in ew. Yeah, no. I just can't. I know that's some people's favorite. Eggnog is just, ugh. Next up is, oh no. It's the two ones I don't think I put on my list. This is a caramel cake, which I've had them before, and they're just not my thing. As I said, I'm not doing alcohol on this one, Castle of Dragons. For those who don't know, eggnog and Kahlua is a huge thing. But once again, I'm not adding alcoholic beverages because there's almost 100 different ones. Anyways, plum cake. I've actually had plum cake before. It's a lot like, the rum raisin cake, but it's plum. It's also kind of like your fruit cake, but it's a lot moister. And it's really good. I'm not really someone who likes plums, but plum cake, the last time I had it, was really good. It was also a very nice moist cake, and so is rum raisin. So yeah, it's like, ooh, that's really good. Next up, this might not be everyone's But it's not Christmas until you put an orange in the tree, right? Am I right? Even my people overseas will admit it's not Christmas until you put an orange in the tree. Over here, we do a chocolate orange. Overseas, they do like a mandarin. It's the weirdest Christmas tradition. I don't know why it is either. I'll look it up at some point, but like I literally just remembered. Oh yeah, chocolate oranges and oranges in general. Like last minute I added onto the list. But like, yeah. It's not Christmas until you add your orange into your tree. It's the stupidest little tradition, but I love it. And that's what I think Christmas is, you know, the most fun things about Christmas is the stupid little traditions that you do with your family. Even if it makes no sense to anyone else. Like putting an orange in your tree. I don't know. Over in Japan, Christmas is basically fried turkey day, fried chicken day. I don't even know if they celebrate it for like, you know, the same reasons we do. Like, I think it's just another kind of like winter festival for them. Vitamin C in winter was a treat. True, but that what was the rum raisin and your fruit cake and your plum cakes. That's kind of what all those were for. The, you know, nice rich vitamin C stuff. But like the orange in the tree would have had to come out like at like maybe like the 90s. Not 90s, like the 1900s. Cause like there's no way people in England would be getting oranges in their tree, especially because it's like just such a long haul, especially from like the 1800s, even like the early 1900s. So yeah, I don't know. It's a weird kind of fun thing. But anyways, that's my list. I'd be curious on what anyone else does with this list too. So if you want, you can follow the link up here. Oh, okay, there we go. You could, you know, follow the link up here. Look it up in Tier Maker. And hey, you know, maybe follow my Twitter. You know, hey. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a fun time. That's my list. I know a lot of people are not agreeing with me for the eggnog, but I just can't. I hate eggnog. It's just ew. It's just too ew. Why don't we just all worship the superior drink of choice, hot chocolate? Oh, hot chocolate. So, yep. That's it for today. We'll see you guys later, and hope you guys have a merry, happy little Christmas. Goodbye.